Hey guys, hello and welcome. This is issue 53. How are you guys doing? Hope everything's going fine for the New Year's. I'm with Don. How are you, buddy?
Hello, hello. I hope everybody is okay. I'm doing fine, thank you.
Yeah. It's always weird, I think, to cut off date for Happy New Year's,
I,
like probably January 8th and then starts being uncomfortable, I guess.
yeah, but
Anyway.
we did something
hmm
with this that we never do, and I pretty much I really insisted on it because when I saw this shot, it's the perfect Happy New Year's photograph, and especially coming from us, the fact that you made the shot, which really just makes it for me. It's a beautiful photo. It probably could not get anything better, you know, for New Year's.
I'll sell it to you. If this image, like, for me is one thing, basically, well, I made it, I saw it, I made it, but for me, it's not that great of a shot. It's a nice shot, you see what I mean? But like when I sent it to you and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so great. It's like, really? And that's one of the reasons why you should always have like somebody you trust in photography to look around your work and you look at their work too, because there's blind spots everywhere. When you drive, you have to, and you want to turn, you have to physically turn your head around because you have blind spots. And friends and people who know photography can help you spot these blind spots, just like in this image here.
This brings, it's funny that you mentioned what you just mentioned because I've been going through something. Well, I go through this a lot for a long period of time, but in the last 2 weeks, I've really been beating my brains out with this. And I'll tell you what it was. I was on 34th Street in New York walking with Gary Winogrand. And we're just walking and talking and making, and he's clicking away and I'm making some photos. I was actually kind of embarrassed to even click the shutter because I was afraid. I didn't want him to see what I was even doing. And then we're walking and he said something really profound to me. He said, you have to know the difference between shooting, well, he said working for yourself and working for someone else. And I asked him, I said, well, because I was younger, I said, well, actually, what do you really mean by saying that? What does that really mean? How do I apply something like that to my life? You know what I mean? He said, well, you're out here on your street and you're making photos. Are you making them for you where they're satisfying you? Or are you making them for another purpose? Whatever the purpose could be. Are you making them for another purpose? And it's okay to do one or the other, but the most important thing is to be conscious of what you're doing. And that hit all through my life. I'm 68 now, and I've been a photographer since I was like 13. So all through my life, that has bounced around inside my head. You know what I mean? Because I've heard it from other people too. It was just, and when he said it, I guess maybe it meant more. But it didn't mean as much as it does now because it took me probably over 2 years, at least over 2 years before I analyzed and let it sink in and analyze it. So where were the this photo is that you don't see this photo as you think of more of a cover like for a commercial or a magazine or illustration or something like that. And that's exactly what it means. So, I see it differently. I don't think it's a great commercial shot at all. I think it's a really nice photo. It really works. The difference is what I've come up with on my own, what I've come up with on a photograph is knowing the difference between working for yourself and working for something else, something or someone or whatever, the other side of the line. The difference really, what it comes down to is like we even talk about in the course, the difference is the intent. And that becomes crucial because the intent that I see of this photo, I like the photo. And the intent that you see the photo is you like the photo because it's something that's being used as a cover or an illustration or something like that. So there's a mixed bag of intents in there. You understand what I'm saying?
Nope. I actually shot it for myself. I didn't have any ulterior motives than to make the shot. So, I mean, now
That's
I
not
like
what you
it,
said in the
but
beginning of this conversation.
no,
I'm not letting you off the
not,
hook, dude. Sorry. You hear that,
it's,
guys? We cannot
I
let him
like
off the hook.
I like it because no, but it's like the thing is, what I was talking about is the fact that sometimes you are blind to the fact that your picture might be better or maybe worse than you think it is. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes even with all of your personal knowledge, which you have, I have, but you know, it's hard because you're so detached from, you're so attached to it. You know, you're not objective enough. Like if it was for me, I'd say I'm the best guy ever, but you know, go ask my wife if that's true.
Yeah,
know,
right. Yeah.
You will think that you're best person in the world, but ask your friends, ask your family. It's like, not really. So it's the same thing with those images. But yeah, intent. I still agree. I mean, this image was completely made with intent. You know, when I saw it for like a split second. I didn't even know if I had it because you know, sometimes the phones, you know, they act up. I don't even know what shutter speed it is, if it's gonna move. But no, it was perfect.
Yeah, it worked out just great. It worked out great. Okay, let's get down into the nitty gritty here of the magazine. But you understand what I'm talking about? I mean, it was just really. I think, you know, when Gary said that, I heard it's like I heard what he said, and I understood what he said, but I didn't swallow it. You know what I mean?
You know, one thing I realized, it's like somebody could give you the answer to life right now, and you're gonna say okay, and then you need to mature enough, and maybe somebody else is gonna tell you the exact same thing, slightly in different words, and this is the exact moment where you're actually gonna understand it. You see what I mean? That's why like I reread books, you know what I mean? Books and stuff like that are very good. Don't just read them and think you know them. Like come back to it like a year after, 2 years after, when you would have grown and understand them and have a better understanding and go through it again. And it's like, you're just, oh, it's so obvious what he was saying, you know? And it's some other things, like you're saying, like some quotes-ish stuff, you know, you would put in your back burner. It's like years later, it's like, okay, I get it now, you know?
Yeah.
So it has to do with human experience and, yeah, you growing as a person and then understanding finally what he's saying, you know? I mean, some things, you're probably going to tell your grandchildren, it's like, okay, yes, grandpa, thanks. You know, like, you don't know how great, being a kid is, you know, what's he going to understand in that? Nothing, you know, and give it 20 years. It's like, oh yeah, now I remember you said that. I understand, you know?
Yeah.
It's not just the passage of information. The ideas sometimes you got to rise up to the ideas, or the ideas have to bring you up, you know? And, it's probably what happened to you. You know, if there's certain things you said, it's like, whatever. But, and then years later, I'm like, okay, that was actually pretty brilliant. And there's a lot like that, you know, for me, how I, make the process faster, you know, hopefully to get more insight and just like, you know, make it click is like, I go through books periodically. Like if I have a few books, I go every single year, you know, I go through and because they're so packed with wisdom, you see what I mean? Hopefully to get that click, more clicks like you had. Like, yeah, there's certain things certain things depending on how great you are, like how good you are as a photographer. I mean, they're just going to go over your head. And then years later, when you're actually even better, you go back to it and just so it makes perfect sense, you know, photographer interviews and all that stuff. I mean, I understand.
I hear you.
Anyways, let's go to Hans. This is great. Like composition. I just love you know, how angular this is, and boom, something in the middle, completely organic.
You know what got me with this shot? I'll tell you what got me with this. See, he said, we went back and forth over like photos, you know, to put in the magazine, and he finally sends me the group, and I looked at this one, and the day before I got this photo, because it's been a little while, the day before I got this photo, that guy fell, that Japanese building jumper
the climber.
Yeah, the climber jumper.
No, it's Chinese, yeah.
Yeah, it's whatever, you know, whatever. Chinese. I mean, he's a kid. He's literally a kid, and he's got. I can't say the word he's got because I don't want to get into between male and female like organs or anything. But they're as big as ham cantaloupes, man, to jump like that and do this. But anyway, I read about that. It really, it touched me. I mean, I felt really a loss, and I felt bad for this guy because he's like one of the best in the world, and I felt really bad that he bought it, you know. And then I saw this photo, was like, oh my God, what kind of timing is that, you know? So,
And
things like that.
It's
Things like that. Huh?
Yeah. It's not a good thing. It's not too high on this one. Oh,
Well, it's not the point. I mean, it's not the point. It's the same idea. Whether the building is 20 feet in the air or 2,000 feet in the air, I think the concept is the same. If you're nuts, you're nuts. That's all there is to it. I'm proof.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
This
This
one got not the previous one, but this one because first of all, the kid is not visible, so you will add in whatever information it could be in this weird land. He probably whitened here, so it looks like sort of like Matrixy heaven place. And I do like actually that he tilted it slightly, give it a little bit more of an angle there.
Yeah, it's real nice. It's a very interesting photo. It's kind of like the unknown, the youth going into the unknown, you know what I mean? The message is there,
But also the holding onto the sides, not completely fully able to walk by yourself, but, having to touch the sides.
Yep.
This, you're the one who always pulls, this reminds me of a Bresson shot or something. This actually, when I saw it, reminded me of a Cortez shot. The famous one where I think there's two kids looking into something, like peering into a hole.
They're all famous. You talk about Cortez, they're all famous. Okay. Thank you.
But here is like the tension between the guy not touching the wall. It's like it creates some great tension.
Yeah, and then that pole over the top of them coming down. That adds a very interesting graphic in there, a very interesting graphic element. It's nice. Because I don't see places like that. I like this one a lot too. It trips me. I mean, I got a thing that I started doing a long time ago, back in the, I guess, mid '70s or so. It was called Gamba Game, which is the leg game. And at that time, I didn't know what Gamba was, you know what I mean? But I knew what legs were. So when I see shots like this, it just like excites me. You know what I mean? How people can get it just excites me, man. This is kind of like the world right now. It really is. It's like walking into a digital world. It's a digital world, And the thing is, like, when I see photos like this, I think what really gets to me, and I think it's the element that is the most important, that's the most overlooked, and that is humanity. Because I mean, you see this person's leg and you see stuff, but that's not the humanity. That's the element that's missing. So when I see this, it's kind of like the search for humanity. You know what I mean? Shots like this, or that kid that was just in like the alleyway or whatever it would be, the walkthrough. It's like a search, like in search of like humanity. You know what I mean? Or the self. You could say the self, but not all selves have humanity. We look at politicians; they don't, obviously. So we're looking at people, it's the search. There's a search. And what do you think photographers are doing out there? I mean, what I really don't like when I hear, even from really good people, is, I'm going out to take photos. What do you mean how do you take a photo? Where's the photo before you take it? Where is it? I mean, is it on the walls, on the ground? Did you take it from where? You're not taking anything. You're making it. You're making a photo. So that's crucial.
I agree. But coming back to what you said about searching, like if it was this shot, it would be different. But he has another shot where the kid walking, so that means that he knows what he's doing. If it was just one shot, he's like maybe not. He doesn't know what he's doing. But I mean, evidently 1, 2, 3, it's a pattern, and I probably
all of it.
Like what's it called again? Compositionally, the X is probably the strongest letter here because it mimics the X in a frame. So I really like this one. That's kind of very smart, if I might say.
Yeah, it's a nice shot. I love it. Really nice shot, man. Beautiful.
What about this one with the 3 legs?
Yeah,
That's great.
Yeah, it's perfect, man. You kidding? That's the pun. That's like they call it the cliche. It's called the cliche. There's no such thing as cliches anymore. There was. When I was young, when I was 18, 20, 22, 24 years old, there was cliches. And I would take shots to like some friends I respected because I didn't know nothing. You know, I would take shots at them or Ding or something. They would all say, "Oh, it's a cliche, it's a cliché," and I didn't even know what it was. I had to go look it up every time they said the dictionary, because it was a cliche. But now there is no such thing as cliche. Cliche is life. That's what it is now.
And what would be the difference between 50 years ago and today that makes cliches life?
I think it's saturation is what it is. Like when you said it was a cliche, I mean, you have to understand back then in the day, if you wanted to see like a Ralph Gibson photo, you either had to have a book if you had the money to buy the book, or you had to go to a museum or a gallery or collector or something like that to see the work. And maybe he had 100 or 200 prints out in circulation. But so, if you see a shot, you say, "Oh, it's a cliche." You can understand that because it's like one concept or an idea in a series of 20 photos or something. You know what I mean? So it makes it a cliche. But now you take a photo and you put it on Flickr, 500px, your Facebook, and thousands of people are seeing it. So there's no such thing as a cliche anymore. Cliche is just life. That's all it is. You can't make it cliche anymore. It's just part of life now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that means there's so many of the same image. It becomes like natural and part of the natural.
It's like variation on a theme. I mean, like there's probably, I don't know. I'll have to ask.
Okay.
The real smart people.
No, let me.
No.
Okay. I'm smart too. Dang it. No, what I'm asking you is, okay.
Too young.
So because there's like before, let's say exposure to one photo, like photography was like, let's say 20 people, but now there's millions, there's like hundreds and thousands of variations of a team. It's hard to say this is a cliche because I mean, everybody's doing it, but it becomes natural, like a natural. Okay.
It's not a cliche anymore. It's just life.
It's just life. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Just life. I like that a lot.
This image just blew me away when I saw it. It's like,
I know.
It's so great, man. Of course.
Well, after this women's march, women's march around the country the other day, they had women's march. So, I will refrain from making comments other than it's an excellent shot because I love juxtaposition too. So.
Yeah, but it's like the first thing is this juxtaposition between three beautiful naked women and just like this guy here on the bottom. But I mean, it's so like there's other stuff, like there's 1, 2, 3. There's 1, 2, 3 parts to the image. There's a difference between like the reading of we made these people larger than life, and in here it's physically larger than life. Look at the actual person, and look at her.
Yeah.
Like put them on a pedestal and stuff. And there's these arrows just, pointing your eyes that way, and then you're hit here, and then you're all once you want to go back again. This guy that's framed right in the box, you know what I mean? It's like when I'm looking at it, it's like it's really, really great. The reading of the photograph, the way it's framed, tightly framed, there's some action here, so you have a little idea of where this is, but those arrows, and I think it's really, really, really a great shot.
Yeah, it's I like her eyes, man, more than anything in the whole shot. I like her eyes the most. Her eyes are amazing.
Yeah.
I actually saw her, not her, but I actually saw an ad with her in Philadelphia a couple months ago, and I made a shot of it. It's a really good photo, but it's the same woman. Now she's in New York. Well, of course, it's a New York shot, but those ads get around all over. I don't think you would ever see the Weitzman ad with the 3 women in it. I don't think you'd ever see that in Philadelphia. Philadelphia's a little more conservative, you know what I mean? But the guy sitting there, the black dude sitting down there in homeless guys, he's all over Philly. That's how good our system is.
There's in her hand, just like by putting your eyes here. It's just great. It's just great.
That's fake. Yeah. The bottom, that thing one, the lower right of her photo. It's really pretty excellent, man.
Lower right, what the hand?
see the fingertip? You see the fingertip down the bottom?
Yeah. Oh yeah, pointing down.
Yeah.
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 Slightly
That's
irritating.
great, man. Absolutely. Yeah. Good job. He's excellent. That's pretty crazy too, ain't it?
No, let's back. Let's go back. Yeah. You know what I like with this is he's playing with your perspective. You know, he
Yeah.
tilted it and just messing around with your perspective and forcing
Yeah.
your brain to actually
Right.
like fix it. So that's really great. I really like this. It's really well
Rethink.
thought of.
Everything. Yeah. That was a great idea that he did that because I make shots like that too, but I usually don't. I
Yeah.
always look for plumb and square. You know what I mean? I'm just nuts that way. You know.
Mhm.
I love this. Man,
Yeah.
so wow, that's great, man.
Very tight frame.
Uh, Love it, man. Just the tones, everything is just luscious. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Beautiful,
And
man.
it's a great feast for the eyes, not only in
Yeah.
the texture like you're saying, but also like in the lines.
It's real nice, man. Real nice, very nice shot. Yeah, let's look at that. How you know? I mean, if you didn't make that shot,
Mhm.
if you didn't make it, you don't tell anybody that you didn't. You know.
Hmm.
But I think he's really into Elliot Erwitt, and you can see definitely. I'm not saying he's emulating him at all, but his mind works like Elliot Erwitt's mind. Really does. He's got that kinky sense of humor. I love it.
Yeah. There's the juxtaposition here, but if you want to read Bogner as Boner and this pipe here, makes him very interesting. Like this image very interesting.
Well, I mean, she's sitting in a wheelchair. You know what I mean? And she's obviously not going to go skiing like what that one's doing.
Yeah.
So
The
that's a real
juxtaposition here.
that's a juxtaposition, just like an oxymoron, of terms. Contradiction of terms right there. And the way it's like split frame, that is a split frame with that line between, just perfect, man.
It's
Beautiful.
two different worlds. No, but I'm saying about this like another like innuendo reading with the Bogner and this thing and him. See, but
Okay.
whatever the case, it creates a triangle here that's pretty nice. So your action is very controlled. It's another
Yep.
same thing here, but he's looking at freedom though. That's different
Yeah.
in the other one.
Yeah, I love big shots like that, man. It's just, I just really, that's a great shot, man. I mean, I've done a lot of stuff like that. That's a real winner right there. A real winner, man. Tell stories about that one. They know it too, This is
And this
good.
one is like life,
Yep.
nice life shot.
Youth, man. It's just the beauty of youth. He's not just. The thing is, I don't make photos of kids. I try to keep me out of my photos, and it's because my daughter told me something a long time ago. So it's stuck in my head. I have to listen to my daughter. So I don't make photos of kids. But he's not making photos of kids, even though there's pictures of kids.
Life.
He's making photos of youth. Youth and life. Yes, love it, man. I mean, I love all that. Look at him and say, wow. What a joy. It's just a joy right there. Joy of being young. No words. You don't have to say anything. It's just love it. And this too is knocked out. I love both of those. This is knocked out photo. Absolutely knocked out.
This is like any Disney princess thing. It's really great.
That's a gift, man. It's like when photographers go to sleep at night, they dream of that photo. You know what I mean? and you spend your life running around trying to find it. He already got it, so.
Yeah, with snow, it's like it's all there's all the magical connotations to the thing.
Just everything, like that light up on the light up on the right corner. That light,
Look
the
at
way
that.
the snowflakes. Yeah, that's delicious looking, man. And she is like 1 foot. It's just the whole thing is like an Indian chant going on there.
And she's lit by one of those things. Like there's very, very good framing there.
That's like I would like a print of that one. I'm gonna have to send him a note. I'll buy a print of that.
Okay, so that's Leanne stuff. Do you read it? Like she explained.
Yes, you have to read the article. She's she's teaching, doing very well. Teaching well.
Chinatown is probably one of my favorite places in.
I think the thing. Yeah, go ahead.
New York.
Yeah. Well,
New York.
Yeah. Well, when we were there, back in what the hell was it? Like
years
13,
ago, yeah.
13 or in 2013 or something like that. Going to the Chinatown, trying to find something to eat. Remember, and then walking all through it. It was great. Great.
Yeah. Chinatown's probably, Times Square is nice, too clean. But you go to Chinatown, it's bustling with life, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyways,
and dirt.
Let's go. Yeah. Let's go to William. This when I saw this is.
I know. Go ahead.
It's freaking brilliant, man. We all know what's in front, but you look at this guy. His direction is here. Look at this kid.
The kid's
look at
smiling.
this direction.
The kid's smiling. That's great.
And look at it's like different reactions to whatever's happening here, and
she's not looking
here.
She's not looking like I am. Not looking. I'm not looking at that thing.
And that action thing, kind of reminds you of a certain word.
Yeah, I know. I know.
And I think there's somebody in front of him. But if you are very perceptive, you're gonna. I mean, there's probably somebody. I don't know if it's painting or doing something.
We don't need to know who's in front doing what. Okay, we just.
But if you look here, there's a somebody looking like the what's it called like a painting in the back. There's an eye here. So, anyways, great shot, man. It's like
it's great. Man.
It's great.
Yeah. The HK or the X-rated part, right? He's got a thing going with these.
With this art.
Yeah. I've seen that around a lot. I like it, man. I don't do it, but I like it.
He's actually a teacher of this stuff. But see, this one is great. I mean, she looks like him, Caesar.
Yeah, that's class. That's a classic. I mean, someone could say that's a cliche. It's cliche, but it's not. It's a life shot, but it's a classic. That's one that he should keep in his files forever. That's like it's a Cortez, it's a Bresson, it's an Irwood, it's a Ralph Gibson, it's a George Krause. It's everybody. Every photographer wants that shot.
Mm-hmm. What I like is the reading. Like, she is shorter than this guy. He's actually looking down at her, and she's almost looking up at him. And look at the confidence and look at the lack of confidence with her body language. There's also a contrast between the two. It's like, I don't know, skin color maybe, but she's black and she's dressed in black. He's white. There's lots of contrast with a nice light coming there. Yeah, come on. Yeah, I got to explain it, man.
Go ahead. I mean, I'm saying the face. Look at the face.
Of course, it's the face.
They're like the same face. You know what I mean? It's like they're related. She's looking at her son or her father or grandfather. I mean, that's what it looks like to me.
But separated by thousands of years.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
You think so?
Thousands. I don't know how long Caesar is.
That's a funny shot.
I mean, the whole series is based on the.
Yeah. They're nice. I like he does good stuff in the museum work. Kind of like that is really out there, man.
What do you like about it?
Okay, all right. So what do I like about it? The first thing, obviously, is she probably on his cell phone, but emotionally, we're not talking about technically. Emotionally, she looks like she's wrapped up in the corner. She's a black woman. There's nudes, one on either side of her, so it's kind of like that racial thing you got, racial tension you got, pushing back and forth, black, white, you know what I mean? You can't avoid that. It's there, and this is a great photo to illustrate that. I think it is. I don't know. I like it. I like it a lot. Just her emotional. Forget the phone. That's a technical thing that she's doing. She's on the phone. It's a technical aspect. Just like when you hold the camera there, you use a 50 millimeter at f2.8 or something. That's an aspect. The emotional impact of what she's doing creates the tension in that photo.
It looks like she's uncomfortable where she is, and that's the whole point of the the image. But she's also she's the only color in the whole image.
Right.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
She's
That's exactly right.
Very strong colors there.
Now the one on the left is okay. Okay.
Let me go back. Okay,
Yeah,
left.
the one on the left is all right, but the one on the right really nails it for me because you got the portrait, and then you know what I mean. So, and that's really, and there's like a half a face or a third of a face down in the lower section. So it really works. It's a very nice shot, real nice. It's almost like he's waiting for people's faces to match up, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he has to spend a lot of time waiting for that.
This is like the start of a Kandinsky here.
This is just creepy, man. It's probably some guy
dying
of probably AIDS, I don't know, or something else. And, these people just being nonchalant, which is an image for today. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That lady on the left, see her on the left, she looks like one of my wives. I don't want to say her name. It really looks like her.
So you hate this
Whole time we were
garbage.
both young then. No, I don't think it's garbage. I mean, I had no problems with her at all. She had problems with me.
Oh. Okay. So is it a beautiful image, even though it reminds you of your ex-wife?
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
He got the free pass. All right.
Yeah, free passes, right. That's kind of crazy. That's like, what was that movie?
War of the Worlds?
Nah, the other one with Men in Black.
It might be, yeah.
I mean, it's just, I mean, his face, man, his eyes, it's kind of like bewildered, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And he's looking like, at what? I have no idea what he's looking at, but he should be looking to his left, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
His
museum stuff, perfect. Yeah.
This leg just draws you to this guy.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, absolutely.
If you want to look closely, there's, oval-shaped stuff, and look at his head. Anyways, let's move on to Norazi.
Tanya bought me a cup of tea, man. No? Whoa.
Nice. So there's lots of rhythm in this image, which is really great. There's those what's it called? Air conditioned 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's like a 2-time here, boom, boom. There's like little saccade here, ta, 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 ta. There's 1, 2, 3. There's the handrails, and there's this like arrow just pointing you to the right. And very she's like the space between her and this guy, and it's longer, so it actually kind of balances out to image. Especially the fact that she's actually looking down, biases to the right even more.
Yeah. And she's out of step to the two guys. Right. The two guys are in step with each other, and she's out of step. Which is common for people to think women are out of step. Like I don't agree with it. I don't like it either, and I'll go against it. But it's just the way society is right now. I don't like it, but it is that way. This is all Nord. This shot is beautiful, man.
Yeah, it just completely.
You gotta go back. Please,
which one?
Please go back one shot, please. Yes, I love that photo, man. Whew. I looked at that for 10 minutes when I loaded these. Whoa, this is a great shot. I love it. It actually is a great photo, man. The texture.
What do you like about it?
Everything. Sure. Everything. What I don't like about it, there is one really big thing I don't like about this photo, and Nor might have to find a way to correct that. And is I don't have it. I'm an avid collector of photographs. I collect from everybody. So this is one I would like to have in the collection. It's beautiful. It's great. Ding would have loved this shot, man, because it's a play on reality. You know what I mean? Look, all photos are a play on reality, and all photos become their own separate reality. But this becomes its own separate reality with a trick, because it's got the curves and stuff. So you're looking at it. It's linking to the real reality, and then it's breaking it apart and making it its own. It's a very tricky photograph. It's nice.
Well, this one plays on your perceptions, because you expect here to have some green, but for some odd reason it's all trippy.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy looking, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful, man. It's just perfect.
Yep. It's a picture of people making and taking pictures of themselves on the beach. It's a sign of the times, I guess.
It's his shot, though. I'll give him that. It's definitely his shot. I mean, I know he's into Fan Ho, and he's into Dado, Moriarty. That, but this is his shot. I don't see anything in this photo. There's only one other photographer I know that works like this, who I'm pretty close to. Only one, and that's Tijal Muar. Tijal. And it's not that they're copying each other, but they have the same sensitivities when they come to the water like this. It's beautiful, man. It's just there's we navigate, and we can't keep away from water. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Look at this. That guy in a wheelchair, man. Come on, dude.
Yeah, I bet just like the previous one.
This here with the burkas on her head, and then her with nothing. Great shot.
Yeah.
Great photo, man. Great statement.
I like the fact that she is the one you don't see, but she's also but she's the real one.
Right.
But what is it called? Like composition wise, man, look at her. I mean, she's going on the left, so you're biased towards the left, but all these mannequins, they're pushing you to the right with their eyes. So, it's really,
they're going back and forth. They're moving. The eyes are moving back and forth like you can't keep off of. Yeah, it's nice. It's a really nice shot. I like it a lot, man. Yeah, this is nice too, of course. Those lights in the sky, man. Yeah, no friends here, dude. Look at that. Just it's like people like you want to call it a cliche if you want, but it's perfect. It's just perfect. But her looking right at you, and that other woman looking up, the face she's making, it's almost humorous. It's really nice photo, man. Great magazine shot, man. Well, that's why.
So
Go ahead.
Is it not cliche because before you believed that it was like a photography device, and now because it's so ubiquitous and you'll find it everywhere, you're realizing life is like that.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay.
That
actually makes, I like that.
Right, yeah, that's exactly right. You put into words what I'm thinking. But that's why we have the photography, that's why we had the magazine. Zalman's got some real strong stuff. I went through his a couple times, This is a crazy, insane, long-term move, No doubt
Say
about
that
it.
again. I got cut. Say that again. It's a crazy long-term.
It's a crazy photo, like Wrong Turn. You ever see that movie called Wrong Turn?
Nope.
You never saw Wrong Turn?
Oh, wait. Isn't it a horror movie?
Yeah, man. It's the only one Tanya likes. She doesn't like horror movies. That's the only one. She likes Long Term because they eat people and stuff,
She likes it because of that.
The face here. Well, I don't know why. It's weird. She does not watch horror.
Oh, man.
She won't watch war movies. Nothing. I like all that good stuff. All the blood and gore, I like it, So at least when I go to sleep at night and I have nightmares, I know, I can blame it on that, But she doesn't like any of that. But, Long Term. She likes that movie, Long Term. The face here is like it, It's kind of like that.
And the eyes are covered, so it's even more mysterious.
The smoke was a perfect element. That's real nice too.
I mean, this is great. Like compositionally, I'm sure everybody can.
They get it right away.
Mm-hmm.
That's real. With the stripes and all. The thing is, click the shutter at the right time. That's really the thing, With this shot, I would have walked right past this. It just wouldn't have done it for me. You know what I mean? When I shot, it's like, wow, I would have been stupid to walk past that because the feet look like they're floating, not even walking, but they're just like look like floating in air, don't they?
Yeah, it's not only there's like a lot of good textures here, but like the floating.
Yeah.
Which used to actually start, especially Victorian era type photography. But I mean, it's just tension, it creates here. But how else would you describe youth? It's actually a great thing. Like having that tension and being in the air. Because what do kids do all the time?
That's right.
And this is a bit like that shot that you like of the lady in the snow. I mean, same vibe, different picture, of course, but same.
Yeah.
She's into something. So.
Yeah, beautiful. The other way, she's like a ballerina out there dancing. I don't make photos of kids. I just don't do it. I mean, a lot of people do and they get away with it. But my daughter put the fear of God in me a long, long time ago, putting pictures of kids on the internet. I won't do it.
Okay. Would you like to share the reasons to warn?
Oh yeah,
no?
I will share the reason. The reason I don't make pictures of kids, if I have a kid in the photo, pretty much, if you look at all my work, you won't find 2 or 3 photos of kids ever. I'll scrap the photo before I use it. And the reason is there's too many friggin' pedophiles out there. And then what happens is, and my daughter Bethany told me that. She said, Dad, you gotta be careful. You put pictures. She even said, do not put pictures of the kids on the internet. Because I was making a lot of pictures, photos of my grandkids. She explained to me there's pedophiles out there. There's weird guys, and they sit there doing things naked, looking at the computer, looking at pictures of kids. Yeah. And then sometimes they go after them. They do research and they find out what a kid is, and they kidnap them and they kill them and stuff. And I remember when I was younger, that it was a big thing back then. They were actually capturing kids and raping them and killing them. And there was at the school my daughter was going to. She's 44 now. She was like 10 years old. She was at this school, and there was talk of this guy riding around in a car. That was like looking. You could see he was like looking at little girls walking little skirts and stuff like that. Little skirts. And he's looking at the legs and stuff. And he's getting off on it. I was like, so I got like, I'm a Vietnam veteran, so I'm ready to cut this guy's head off and drink his blood. You know what I mean? So what it was, we took positions, and we at the school we stood on the corners and stuff like we were doing. There's nothing. Wait, and sure enough, this guy rode by in his car and got out of the car and standing by the fence looking at the kids. And my brother-in-law, Mike, ran over to him and pounded him against the fence. And like 4, 5, 6 guys came over, and he said, I'm not doing that, but he was identified. He was identified on the spot, identified as someone who had taken a kid. And they started beating him with stuff. So what happened was the cop car came, and the guy got out. The cop said, what's going on? Get back. And he said, this is the guy you guys have been looking for that's been taking kids and raping them and stuff like that. He said, how do you know? He said, because that guy over there was his daughter. He knows who it was. He saw him. And he looked, he says, I'm going to go get help. I'll be back in 10 minutes. Don't move. That was like, do what you have to do, But at that point, I became extremely sensitive and acutely aware that kids, women too, of course, but kids especially, because they can't defend themselves, and most of them don't have anybody to defend them, are in a danger in the computer world. They're in a danger. Like I've told you about your photo that you have. You should get that off. I mentioned it before because you don't know who's looking at this stuff. You know what I mean? So I don't put pictures of kids. I haven't done it in 40 years because of that, and I'm not going to do it. It's not going to do it. I don't think people should do it, but I can't stop the people in the magazine. They have their own rights and stuff. But God forbid if something happens to them or their child or something like that, you can blink. Like, this is okay, but you can't see who the kid is, But when you see those cute little girls and stuff and cute little boys and stuff, they're just like playing, having a good time. How do we know who's looking at those photos, man?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm very aware of something called social engineering. So
I know you are.
So I make sure I don't accidentally reveal all of my locations inappropriately. You see what I mean? Because a lot of people will actually take a picture and have identifiable areas. You know what I mean? So, anyways.
But we shouldn't have to live like that. We shouldn't have to live like that, but we do. You have to be careful, and we do. Like, no one's going to ever mess with this woman. She's 19 feet tall, you know what I mean? You're not going to mess with someone like that. It's a great shot. I love that. The perspective is just,
Yeah, I used to have those images like a few years back.
I know, I remember. You had a lot of good ones, too, dude. A lot of good ones.
Yeah.
I thought you were crazy making them, but you have a lot of really good ones there.
This is great. Look at that. Those hands out there holding it, and just like it actually focuses you on her face. Not only everything is dark and she is lighter, but in this pattern here, I mean, it looks like she's trapped into something like a net.
I like it. It's a really nice photo, especially with the guard back there standing duty.
Yeah, the guard back.
Yeah, yeah, the guard back up there. That's nice. Henry.
Right.
Yeah. Henry's got some very interesting shots. He has a really good sense of the frame and a good sense of light. He really has a very good sense of light. He's a young guy, too. Young. He's 38 years old, but he's a young guy.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Let's say it's relative, that youth.
What's relative? It's relative if that's your age. It's relative. If it's not relative. 38's not relative.
My aunt, she's like 92, and she's like, oh, this young man wants to be with me, and that young man is like 70. I was like, oh, shucks.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I'm not going there. It's funny.
It is great. This guy's is very mysterious, man.
Yeah, it's a good shot, man. And, that cross, man.
That cross and the hat,
I love
honest looking.
Yeah, it is. If you don't know what's going on, everybody looks completely different than him, Yeah, I love icons. Icons just really turn me.
But icons are dependent on the culture, though. Like, you put this somewhere that's not, that they've never seen the icon, then it's like, forget it. The cross, and then it has a different meaning. But
it doesn't matter.
Who's going to see it?
It matters. Yeah. That doesn't matter. It matters to the viewer of the photo. So, I mean, no matter if I was in Africa, if I was in Africa or if I was in a Buddhist monastery or something, and I saw that shot, it would still be a cross to me.
Yeah, a cross. Well, actually, there's something that if you go to any Buddhist country, it's going to look like the swastika.
I know.
And I mean, you're going to have a gut. I mean, I see it. I have a gut-wrenching feeling every time I see it. Even though I know it doesn't mean, Nazi, it means peace, and I think joy, actually. But whatever. The case and point being, it's not what you think it is, but it's still. Anyways, let's look at more happier things. Right. Like the one on the right gets me, man. It's just great. Look at all the triangles between his legs.
Well, that blue spot right there.
The blue.
A little blue spot on his back. You know what I mean? What the heck?
Yeah.
Is going on? You know what I mean? Yeah. And that little triangle below him. So you have those two blue triangles. Yeah.
Two blue triangles, and there's triangles everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah, it's all triangles. The other one's nice too on the left. That's a pretty nice shot, man. You got, I don't know, was that bamboo or something, or steel walls, or
it's just a pattern of the
corrugated. It's corrugated something, but it's nice because Then you have the old corrugated, in vertical
Yeah.
instead of horizontal. This is a nice shot too with the bird.
Mhm.
The bird and her alone, nice. These
Well,
are nice.
you can already
one on
see
the left is-
he has a yeah, human condition.
Yeah.
Like you're like saying.
Well, the one on the left is like a fan hoe. It's a really nice shot.
Right.
He had a lot of good stuff like that.
But
I
speaking
missed
of
out
Fan
on
Ho,
Bob
and
Dyson. Yeah.
if you guys don't know who Fan Ho is, like very famous Hong Kong photographer, if you look at his work, man, it's like you cannot get this work anymore because guess what? Everything he shot is destroyed. You know what I mean? It's not there anymore. So it's like, man, make pictures because at some point, probably 40 years after you shot wherever you are, it's going to be radically different, and people will look at yours as like it's like, how did you get those?
Don't
shots?
take that long,
like,
dude.
Well,
Don't take 40 years.
no,
Don't take 40 years.
it won't
11th
take
and
40 years,
Chestnut.
yeah.
No, I shot 11 town, and then like in 10 years, completely changed. And then a couple of years later, it's changed and changed. Now you don't even know. It's completely different, with the malls, everything going up, so that happens, just like an interesting project that I wanted to do. I actually did it for a little bit, but I don't have the patience, not diligent, is I call it survey work. So you go to a section in town or wherever you go, your neighborhood, whatever, and you set your camera up on a tripod, you mark it so you know exactly what the shot is, and you make a photo of the scene. Or usually like on a corner, 4 photos of the corner, each corner, so shooting the intersection. And then you come back like in a year and do it. They call it rephotograph or resurvey or something. And they just keep doing it. And what happens is when you look at that body of work, it's very interesting. You see the changes going, you know what I mean? People actually make time lapse. They make time lapse photos of them.
Years ago, we had a guy, I think he had some New York images of 1990s. And, a lot of these images, they don't stand on their own, but give them 20 years and it's like they're amazing. I don't know if that makes sense.
It does. Of course it does.
Time factor.
It's all relevant to time and place.
So here's this woman here. What I like about this image is actually this little thing here, just bringing your eyes to her.
Yeah, it worked.
Same angle as her legs.
Yep. That's no woman I would ever know. You kick your butt, take you right out.
Right.
Those Kushik, Kushik's got really cool stuff. Yeah. His color, I love this color, man. I just love it. Look at that, man.
Yeah, his color is something.
I don't, I don't know where they get it. Him, Miwar, I don't know where they get that color and where it comes from, man. But it's just, and the thing is, the color is an element. It's a very strong, powerful element to the photo. And but of course, the photo works not because of the color. I mean, that's just an element to it. Like this here, this works great with that guy's foot and the other guy looking at him.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, the thing I'm gonna say that it's it's there's the difference between a player and the cards. You know what I mean? Like you want to be the best player you can with all the cards you can, because I mean, let's face it, there's some countries that offer more opportunities for street photography than other places. I'll just be honest, but that doesn't mean you still just like be complacent or anything. You still have to basically do the best with all the cards that you can. But there's a lot of very often you're looking at some images and it's like, why don't I get images like that?
Yeah.
Well, part of it is because there's no opportunity like that where you are. I mean, a guy that's like their chests are out, and dressed like that. You're not going to find that in New York, but you might find something else, So it's all about making the most of what you have.
It's like real estate, the 3 things in real estate. Real estate, is, location, location, location. And that's it. That's what it comes down to. Look at that, man. Look at that guy's face in the mirror. How's that even? It's bizarre, man. Totally bizarre stuff. man. It's like out, way out, man. Way out. That's a great photo, though. It's way out. These always get me. Giselle makes shots like this too. You know, she does a lot of stuff.
It's very
It's
rhythmic,
great.
like it's very rhythmic.
Birds, yeah.
With, like a check mark here, and almost like a reverse check.
Yes.
Mark. Well, not reverse, but with his back. So it's like two check marks. Really, really great. Eye travel here.
Yeah, it's good. It's nice, man.
Yeah. Same thing here with lots of. Lots of eye travel with the similar looking patterns.
Yeah, this is nice. I like that one. It's like it's like it's not even real. You know what I mean? Like his face. What's going on with the face? Is it dust or something or what? You know, I understand her, but I don't understand him. You know, so you just keep looking and looking, trying to figure it out.
Beautiful light here.
Yes. Oh yeah. Real nice, man. Whew. This is like a tribute. That's a tribute. Everybody has that shot. Look at this. It's stunning, man. Stunning. Killer shot. Boom. If he doesn't put this away for his archive forever, big mistake. This has to get put away, man.
And the thing almost mimics the eyes too, like the shape of the two, or the two trees thing.
Yeah.
Where he's
just right. It's just perfect, man. It's beautiful, man. This is nice.
Look at this guy. Like, it's actually a reflection of the guy and those,
Yeah.
kids. What I like with this actually, again, preconceptions where. They're all about removing yourselves from needs and stuff. But hey, kids are kids, Buddhist or not.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what I like with this one.
Kids want to play.
This is the last one.
Yeah.
It's Michelle. Michelle has some like pretty stunning color work too.
Yeah, real nice. Yeah, got a lot of real nice responses when the Facebook in the group. A lot of nice.
Isn't this interesting? Look, isn't it just interesting? Like, the one person that you're supposed to be in the light, he puts it in the dark.
That's right. Yeah.
And here, this white stuff is like, mimicking the waves.
Yeah.
But I think by far, like, one of his best shots, there's two shots, are just like, it's so amazing, man. Look at this one. This one is like, that actually is like, it's just fantastic on so many levels.
With the phone.
Yeah, not seeing the person, which is their color is just like fantastic. It almost looks like a painting. That's how really well, like, expertly processed. But
like all
I mean, you don't see the face. You only see the phone. But if you think about it, that's exactly right. A lot of people, you don't know them. You only see their you see them through screens. Yeah. And in this case, she's actually looking at you, so she's experiencing you. Like, well, she's probably thinking selfie, of course, but a lot of people experience others through phones and screens. So that's actually very, very powerful. Yeah,
it's a very interesting shot. That's great. Love that one, man.
I dropped the mic. It is, you were talking about cliches and stuff. This is, for me, the most cliche shot, but dang it, it is so amazing. It just like blows everything I've seen so far out of the water. Like, when it comes to, similar looking patterns. I mean, we've seen this a lot of times in the Inspired Eye, but this, man, it's like this image actually gives me hope that even if something has been done over and over again, man, there's still freaking pictures out there, man.
Well, there's plenty of stuff out there.
It's like, no matter what I'm saying, like, a lot of times, and it's like juxtaposition, for example, I avoid it because I've seen it too many times. But when I look at this picture, I'm like, man, do not avoid this stuff. You will find something that, like, look at that. Yeah. Look at how great it is. And it needs no explanation. Everybody gets it, I'm sure. But
take it all to mind. You know what I mean? Just take it all to mind, but only take a little bit to the heart. That's all. The heart's for your own work. The mind is for everything else. That's nice. Laurel and Hardy. That's beautiful. I loved it when I saw it.
Laurel and Hardy. Yeah, it's so classic, man. It's so
Oh
classic.
yeah. It's the perfect. It's like a Poussin or a Cortez or something, or wow.
But
Sudek.
there's slight unease though.
Yeah.
To the woman, it's like, which is kind of creepy. And
perfect.
his hand on her behind.
Oh yeah, it's just perfect, man. It really is. It's just really a big statement, man. Love it. Great shot, man. Whew. Great shot.
And that's
it. Okay.
All right, guys. Thank you for sticking around in issue 53. The next issue is going to be out really soon. So anyways, guys, have a good one. We hope you had a lot from this discussion. Take care.
So see you. Have a good one. See you soon.